Oh, wow. Okay, technology has worked after all. Sorry about that. I had to restart the live stream. Yes, our fourth day. Mm. So, yesterday I spoke about how I woke up and realized there was a whole jumble of thoughts in my head. So, last night I went to bed and set the intention that I have absolutely clear head all the way through the night, that it's only my thoughts, that I'm sovereign in my mind. And that worked pretty well. I woke up with a melody that I was playing last night on my harp. So there's improvement, but I realized I'm still not where I want to be. So I thought about where I meditate, and I realized that just opposite where I meditate, there's a bookshelf, and all these words are speaking to me. All these words have an effect on my mind. I don't know what it's like for you if you've been monitoring your thoughts. For me, what's been happening is that I do have a whole lot more energy coming in, just that kind of martial arts, spiritual energy where you feel you can walk on fire, you can walk on glass barefoot or on ice, you can put your hand through boards, you can move mountains. Just an enormous energy that is beyond this body. I want to thank all of you for all of the information that you share. I've received several links to YouTubes, and there's one particular one that I want to mention. I don't know who shared it. I don't know who you are, but it's a YouTube of the witness testimony by Tom Bearden, Bearden, on free energy. And they talk about that energy is conserved between our dimension, our time space, and the fourth dimension. And of course, that's where we're aiming for going, the fourth dimension. There's also the second part that I want to thank you for. That was an excellent reminder. And in this context, I want to say that there's something very special about our species, in that we can, with our mind, be anywhere in the cosmos. It's a cosmic ability that we have. It's very special in this universe. And of course, we can only do it if our mind is clean and clear. So the way I picture my mind, and this may be very different for you, is it's a hollow space, and there's nothing in that space except for one particular point somewhere in the center. That's my focus. So the mind is all about being absolutely focused on what I'm thinking. Henrietta shared information with me about the Buddhist way, where one of the stages, or maybe the last stage, is that the mind is so empty that a thief cannot find anything except for, and that's my part, that one little place where I'm at. So how do we get there into that space that is so absolutely focused and empty for the rest of it? Intention is one thing. As I set my intention for, I am sovereign in my mind. But also, like I said, that bookshelf that was there, anything that has words carries intention, and it's not my intention, it's the intention that's coming to me. So I covered all those books with a beautiful cloth, and I also went back into my kitchen and checked to make sure that there's no information lying around. So no olive oil bottles with labels and information and words. All that kind of stuff goes into drawers. And one doesn't even need to be sensitive, I think. One just needs to be aware of how all those words and labels impact us. Labels on clothes, labels on books. there's intention behind logos. The logo says, hey, look at me. This is important. I'm more important than what you want to think. And I want to always capture your attention. And so I cut all of that. I cut off all the labels in my clothes. I do that anyway, but there were one or two that I hadn't done. And so I went back to cleaning and clearing the outside because of the impact it has on me. And when I'm out in nature, there are no labels. There's none of that intention of other minds to occupy my mind. The intention of nature is just to be, and that's why it's so healing, with its beautiful smells and birds. And thank you, Rob, for sharing your capture of the birds that you hear and how that fills your mind. That's just a very different neutral energy, or even inspiring energy. And also everything that I surround myself with, it has been manufactured by someone. Has it been manufactured by someone who intends to put quality and beauty in it? Or is it just one of these factory things manufactured in a low energy way? So looking at the things that surround me, is there beauty? Is there that quality? And I visited my neighbor, Stephanie, yesterday, and she showed me something new, a new tunica she had bought. And it was so beautiful. You could feel the care that has gone into making it, the choice of color that was just so inspiring and with such a high intent of quality. And she was dancing in that new tunica. It was so beautiful. I wanted it too. So yes, attention of what comes into our mind. News. I have decided for myself that at the moment, I'm only looking at the news headlines. Anything that I need to know will be in the headlines. I don't need to go through all that other information that is usually also connected to emotions. And when information is connected to emotions, it goes rather deep. I remember a time where news was conveyed in as neutral a way as possible. And now there's a lot of slander and disrespect, no matter what news you watch, and emotions that pull you in. And I don't need any of that during this fast. Definitely not. Yeah. So questions. Yes. One way that our attention is grabbed to something that's not ours is by questions being asked. A lot of advertisement starts with questions and it draws your attention. Or people who are handlers, they handle you, they pose a question, and we've been trained from school times that when a question comes, pay attention and answer it. So one of my exercises, my practice has been to not answer questions, especially when they take me to something that I don't want to think about. When I want to think about cosmic things or spiritual things, or I want to think about a question that I have that I want answered, then be careful about these questions that pull you in, that rope you in. And when I ask my question, I sincerely ask a question and I want to know something. That answer will automatically come to me. I remember once when I really wondered, how did that person get that information? I couldn't figure out how they had received that important information. And I just kept on putting that question out in my mind. And after 2 weeks, all of a sudden I knew. And it was just a knowing. It wasn't anything that somebody told me. It was just a knowing, and it was so accurate. Just a knowing that this was absolutely the answer to the question I had. So paying attention to questions that we have, they also need to be questions that can be answered. I remember a time when my son was in 8th grade and he kept on asking this question of, why do I need to learn trigonometry when I'm going to die anyway at some point? And that question just kept on rotating in his mind. And there's no answer that would have satisfied him, no answer that anybody could give outside of himself that would satisfy that, even though he asked anyone he met. And once I suggested that he could stop asking that question, his mind came into peace and he was able to have space for other things in his mind. So yes, I'm just checking, is that all I wanted to talk about today? Yes, I think that's it for today. So continue to clear that mind. That's the most important thing for this ceremony that's supposed to happen. Also for our own abilities that are so special in the cosmos. Cleanse, keep on cleansing your thoughts, keep on cleansing your environment. It's that universal thing of law of as without, so within, or as within, so without. So we have to cleanse not only the within, we also have to cleanse what's without, outside of us, our environment. Yes, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.